Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of Get Off the Damn Fence. We are here. It is Thursday night. We thank you for joining us. I'm Larry Caution, joined as I am each and every week by our co-hosts. Welcome back, Calvin Thomas and Justin B. the Barberhurst. Gentlemen, another week, another exciting week of NBA playoff basketball to discuss. And we have our resident Knick fan who I know is still buzzing after that tremendous, unbelievable comeback victory by the New York Knickerbockers on Wednesday night. And we're going to go into great detail. And before we do get started, if people don't know, tomorrow is June the 12th. June the 12th. And it is our co-host, Justin Harris's 40th birthday. 40 years old, man. The person
man is old.
Oh, God, he's 40 years old. Boy.
Knees like 60. Ankles probably 70.
Justin, talk to the people. Tell them how you feel. I mean, you still young and lively. Look, I got your little baby girl with you. Go on,
he ain't young no more.
It's nothing to to ride home about. You know what I'm saying? So, it's something hanging. It's something hanging over my head right now. So once that happens, and then you'll see a whole different situation. But until then, I'm just glad I made it around the earth one more time.
There you go. Well, happy birthday to my brother in advance. Let us be the first.
You're on mute somehow. I don't know how you hit the button.
Yeah, me now. My bad. I was messing around with the cord. Something went wild. But anyway, let's get started. We got a lot to cover tonight. No other place to start than our, you know what I mean? Here go Rick with his over the hill bass. He cuts hair sitting down. Dang, your knees be getting craggy? Be getting scrawled. Whoa, no.
He a goddamn lie. That's what he is. He a goddamn lie on live. That's what we doing. Understood.
You gotta fight these allegations now. I believe him.
But last night, man, the San Antonio Spurs had a 29-point lead at one point. It was up to 29 for the majority of what I want to say. They started off hot, got out to a fast start. The Knicks made a run, but then San Antonio basically took control of that game. They were up 20 at half, stretched it all the way to 29.
Early third.
Knicks cut it to 15, and it hung around 15 for a while. But even at 15, felt like single digits. It felt like all the momentum was going in the direction of the New York Knicks. And for some reason, the Spurs did not take a timeout. I know you probably heard this throughout the day. I haven't had an opportunity to watch any of the get-ups or the first takes or anything. I don't watch first take, but I normally try to check in on first things first and shows like that. But it was a glaring thing where up 20, the Spurs shot 8 straight 3-pointers. And look, I know even last night in our group chat, it was said they shot themselves out of the game. They just kept shooting threes. But for me, if you look at that stretch, they missed layups. Wemby had to have missed 6 to 8 layups right at the rim. He shot a terrible percentage. De'Aaron Fox was horrible. There's enough blame to go around if you want to talk about how this game was won by the Knicks. I know Justin Pryor is going to say the Knicks won this game. They took it. They stole it. But for me,
I'm go ahead on it and let Calvin go. I'll go last unless y'all want to finish up afterwards, bro.
For me, the Spurs choke. It's the way to put it. The Spurs choke. Calvin, what was your thoughts on the ball game?
The common theme so far through 4 games, the Spurs get an early lead, double-digit lead in most cases, and in every game in the first half, they've had a double-digit lead. They were able to stretch this lead to 20 points, which I think is the highest lead that they've had throughout the series, and eventually the 29 early third quarter, and just poor shot selection, poor running the offense. You weren't running offense. You didn't get Wemby involved in the post. I believe Jose Alvarado in 12 minutes had more points than Wemby and Harper in the second half, or equal to Wemby and Harper in the second half. And he played 12 minutes, and they scored 30 points in the second quarter, if I'm correct. They scored 70, 75, 74 in the first half. They scored 30 points. And I feel like I'll add this caveat to it. I feel like after Wemby got that flagrant, I don't want to say he took his foot off the gas, but he didn't want to get in another flagrant. He didn't want to get thrown out. And maybe that's the game to get thrown out. Maybe you're already up 20 plus points and then they still lost. But he played too careful. He didn't play as aggressive. Like you felt like he can get easily baited into another flagrant. And he just wasn't as aggressive. And then New York just kept coming. They hit shot after shot. They hit a couple 3-pointers. They had a couple 3-point plays, and it just chipped the lead. Like you said, they got the 29. They got the under 17 going in the fourth quarter. Not 8-9 minutes left. It's under 10, and just kind of hung around there until they were able to take the lead late with under a minute left in the fourth quarter. And then you have the Josh Hart. Don't want to talk about him. He that could have blew the game. That could have cost him the game. A missed layup under a minute left, just trying to take it easy. And look, I'm not going to beat too much on De'Aaron Fox. Everyone has talked about him, his decision to try to make the layup late in the game. I think most point guards, you try to dribble that out. I think this is one of those things where he's not used to playing basketball at this level, being in Sacramento. He made with the first round one time and lost 7 games. So sometimes you're just not aware of those late game decisions. I think Harper should have played more. I think Harper deserves to start.
Oh, really?
But that's a adjustment that has been made. So I don't think it's going to be made at this point. But even still, Mike, I was in favor of firing Tibbs. I wasn't in favor of who they hired, but he's been pushing the right buttons, playing Clarkson in game 3, playing Alvarado over Bridges in game 4 down the stretch, having those 2 ball handlers because they're gonna pressure Brunson. Every button he's pushed seems to have worked so far. They're up 3-1. Would the sweep have been nice? Yes, but every button he's pushed so far has been on point. Like on the other hand, Mitch Johnson being too conservative, taking timeouts back.
Justin, your thoughts?
All right. The hell just happened to him? I think. You want to finish your point?
No, you go ahead.
Something is going. Are y'all hearing each other clearly?
Yeah, I hear him clear. I hear both of y'all clear.
Right, I didn't do that. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, go ahead. What happened?
No. This game was you said that it was unbelievable, right? That's what you said. The thing about, I guess, the Knicks is they actually believe. It's the very opposite of that. They was down last year to Boston multiple times, 20 plus point leads. And they managed to fire back. And the reason why I bring up Boston last year is because I think they said San Antonio made the same mistake Boston did. Once they got up, they kept shooting. They kept shooting threes. And I feel like because eventually, like, I think all these guys are the analytics guys, and then all these analytic people remind me of Mike D'Antoni when he was like, hey, you just keep shooting threes. Eventually, he goes by like the law of averages. Eventually, you're going to start making them. And then if you're missing them, you're going to start making them. But if you're making them, you're going to start missing. It's that kind of a thing. And you wonder why Houston shot like 27. They missed like 27 threes against Boston, against Golden State. Yeah. Right? They kept shooting. And to the point where it's like, yo, you have to change up. Some people believe you don't change. You just keep doing what you're doing. They had one of the hottest first halves that you can ever have.
You couldn't get
that you can ever have. So that definitely boosted every last one of their egos to the point where they were still driving to the lane and stuff, but they was like, hey, let me pass it to the open shooter. The fact is they was missing now. So that changed the entire landscape. So you was I looked at it. I went back over, especially once it got like within 15, like the last time. Like they were starting their sets 14 seconds, like 12 seconds. So they were taking time off the clock. They just kept missing on top of it. So I was like, well, how do you slow the game down then at this point? This is where Wemby has to, I think it's on him more so than anything else. He has to change his game to make it easier for himself. He has to know, one, I will give him a pass on the fatigue thing. It's a real thing. Kobe went through it. Like it's a real thing. So this is as much probably basketball he's ever played at this high intensity level. So because of that,
should have built him up.
One, he started to be a defensive liability, which is something that Wemby should never be. He was a defensive liability. That's one. And two, offensively, he just didn't have it. He just didn't have the skill. That's why you have to then be comfortable with like a basic post game. That's what he needs. Either a jump hook, a turnaround, something like that.
Get him a point guard.
He don't.
Give him somebody gets easy shots. This is where no. When you're lethargic,
he's
when you're
7'5", bro. What easy shots do you need?
Y'all told me Darren Fox was the guy. Justin said he's a superstar. Like, come on, he's got a point guard.
They got a liability that they're going to trade this offseason.
Okay, and then you say you get a point guard. These point guards don't exist like that no more. Where are these point guards that you speak of?
You could have signed CP3 when he's got cut. Not saying.
So you're saying like a 40-year-old point guard.
Not saying that's the option.
No, it doesn't exist anymore.
He doesn't need a point guard.
He just needs to just go down to a certain area, put his hand up, Jose Alvarado. He throw it over his shoulder. He throw it over his left shoulder, throw it over his right shoulder, jump hooks, hook shot, something where he can slow it down.
They have no power forward. We talked about this last week. They have no power forward who also can command attention from a big man. So Wemby's going to get the attention of everybody. They collapse on him. Now, they do a good job surrounding him with shooters. But when the game breaks down and when you surround somebody with shooters, what do they tend to do? They all camp out in the corner, at the top of the key, at the three-point line. So you ask you, why did they shoot 8 straight threes? Because that's their offense. Like you said,
that's what they did. That's
what they run.
They was just missing because they was too hot. They, like the law of averages has to come. It pays its due. It paid its due during the second half, just like New York. New York was missing everything. Eventually, those shots are going to start falling, and they fell in the second half. But like you said, shout out to Mike Brown. His adjustments by sitting Mikal Bridges. That was Tibbs would not have done it. Let's call it what it is.
Yeah,
Tibbs would not set him. Yeah. And they were just like, hey, starting 5. And just want that's not it. He needed a change. And Jose has stones, bro. Like he don't care, and he's not afraid of mixing it up. And what's happening is even with a 40+ minute Wemby, no one's afraid of him anymore because he's now that bumbling lanky guy on the court now. Like that's what he turns himself into when he's tired. Like you can literally drop bomb. You can shoot in front of his face. Jalen Brunson. The reason why De'Aaron Fox came over that double team late for his last shot was because he had just jade Wemby about a possession or two beforehand. Jade the hell out of him. Like he's a
3. It was a 3, right?
Because he's tired. Yeah, for the 3.
Yeah.
So if anything, I blame Mitch is while you was sometimes you got to just suffer. But while it was between 30 to 20, they should just sat Wemby. They should just sat him. So they try to keep him out there longer because he's a difference maker and stuff like that. You just tapped into his fatigue reserves, and he was depleted. So it was easy work. Missed free throws. It was easy work.
Yeah.
It was a dumb game plan. They were throwing lobs. Stephen Castle probably threw about 4 lobs to Wemby, where he literally threw the ball like a football. Like just threw it down there, and they were just going out the backboard, throwing up like out of bounds. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing, man? It was a stupid game plan. And I know everybody's gonna talk about the threes. The problem was they missed layups. I mean, bunnies. Hey, give the Knicks credit. Give the Knicks credit. They hustled. I give OG Anunoby the credit for this game. To me, OG force the issue. He was aggressive. Every time there was a shot there, he didn't hesitate. He pulled right up and took it. And I think that's part of what we don't talk about. And that's what the Thunder struggled with. That's what the Knicks, if they were going to struggle, and they did in the last. Because remember, let's not act like the Knicks have played great. To me, the comeback was great.
They've had terrible first halves.
They've gotten onto a horrible slot.
But they played great second halves.
They could have lost game 2. Remember the play where Castle,
Wemby threw it off Castle's back.
Yeah. You got that. That was a game right in hand. Game 3, that was a down the wire game. And then they won that game. And then game 4. So it's like this could easily be 3-1 Spurs, like legitimately. Yeah. And the problem is, again, the Spurs are the youngest team in the league. I'm not excusing them saying that, but they don't have that guy who's been there that can show. Harrison Barnes ain't getting no playoff minutes, the impact the game like that. They don't have. I'm not saying the Knicks do either, but what I'm saying is from a big game perspective. I mean, you went into OKC and won a game 7, 100%. I tipped my cap, but this is showing Wemby's immaturity. I can count how many mid-range jumpers the man then took throughout this series. 2. And when he did it, everybody was like, look, if he just did that, he's unstoppable.
Well, he took 1 yesterday, yeah.
He took 2 over the course of 4 games. Mid-range jumpers. If he mastered that Tim Duncan mid-range, I ain't saying he got to hit it up the backboard because he got a pure shot. But that mid-range turnaround, nobody say you got to always go down there and dunk. I love you to do that. But if they are bullying you a little bit, yo, pull up for 2.
This is the classic go-to move, right? You should be able to do your go-to move when you are fatigued, when you are tired, when it's like all that. Wemby doesn't. He doesn't have one yet. He doesn't have one yet. And let's be honest, guys. If Jalen Williams was 100%, they don't make it past OKC. So they would have learned all these lessons. Heading into next year.
They skipped a step like OKC skipped a step last year, but we're comparing them to OKC because they won the title. Even though you can make the argument that if Halliburton's healthy, they don't win the title last year.
But I don't think OKC skipped a step. OKC was on the verge 2 years ago.
I'm not going to
say you can see
they progressed.
The progression.
But my point is, that was their first time, and they was the first time in the conference finals, first time in the finals, and then
the Spurs was nowhere, and now they in the finals.
Correct. Like, I mean, that's why I'm making the comparison with them in OKC, and that's how we're saying we expect them to take the same leap, and we expect Wemby to be MVP candidate, Finals MVP candidate for the next 7-8 years, and we're forgetting that there are still steps that they are greats that got there and lost and had to learn how to win, and had to learn how to take over.
I guess what I'm saying is I think that organizationally they skipped a step because the way they built out the team, like you say, who's that power forward, Calvin? Go.
Deshaun Penny. That's but like you said, we said a couple weeks ago, this is
organizationally they don't have the pieces yet.
This is why New York matched up better against San Antonio than they did OKC. This is the reason why, because we see the guard play.
I said that. Yeah,
we see Hart, Bridges, and OG are able to match up against their guards. Yeah. There's only one big one on the floor. Cat can stretch Wemby. When Cat shooting at 3, Cat the first 2 games Cat was probably MVP of the series first 2 games.
But even that Cat had 17, 18 points. He wasn't like dominating and nothing like they.
But it was enough to keep Wemby honest.
Plays. He made timely plays,
offense
and that's
defense.
all I want from Wemby. That's all I want from Wemby.
But the thing is, it's like a whole game effect that Cat has. That's why they was up by 29 in the first half because Cat barely played because he got those 2 big fouls. What Calvin was about to allude to is the fact that you have to play him on 3-point line, meaning because they don't have a power forward, because they don't have any type of shot blocking behind Wemby. If I pull Wemby out, that means my offense has a chance to actually be regular. Like
or Josh Hart has 12 rebounds in the game, and it's like,
what comes first, the chicken or the egg? The reason why Cat wasn't on the floor is because the Spurs were aggressively attacking, and that's what he does. He fouls. He acts. Hey man, the offensive foul was he hooked Wemby, held his arm, they
let him go right away.
And then we're not saying Wemby done that
smart
too,
enough.
So
he kept it on him.
Wemby sold it the whole time.
Yeah,
he sold it the whole time.
He sold it.
And you knew they were going to call it. They were going to call it tighter early in the game, and I feel like that was to the detriment of the Knicks.
But it's not like he hasn't been averaging 4 or 5 fouls a game every game.
Correct.
But it's not. But the
other thing is
in the first 30 seconds is
different. And they've been kind of matching his minutes with Wemby. So when Wemby got in foul trouble, I think it was game 2. They let Cat stay out there a little bit longer, get him in a better rhythm, and then he was able to sit. So it's kind of played both ways, except for game 3.
But that ain't got nothing to do with him only taking 1 shot in the fourth quarter in the course of 4 games. Like, he's not aggressive. So that's he's not.
He has been first half aggressive. He wasn't aggressive in the second half of these games.
In none of the games.
I would say the first game 1 he was aggressive.
Not in the fourth quarter.
In the second, I would say he was aggressive. Game
he didn't take 1 shot.
Not in the
how you aggressive?
I said second half. I didn't say fourth quarter.
All right. Anyway, let's give credit to who won the game and talk about them because look, I know you. To me, like you say, to have the greatest comeback of all time, somebody has to have the greatest collapse of all time. So we talked about the Spurs first, but you gotta give credit. Like I said, OG, and I think Brunson played his best game of the series.
He had his best numbers of the third.
But it was still below average for him.
But he was more efficient than he's been. I mean,
that's not hard. That wasn't hard though.
50%.
That wasn't hard though.
What do you mean it wasn't hard? That was hard. And like I told Justin last week, as the series goes on, that is a tough assignment he has. That boy Castle, and Vassell, they get under him. They get into him. They make him work. He scores points, but it's not at a high efficiency. I thought he was the most efficient he's been this series, and he had to work for everything he got. He got it. We saw the free throw disparity. The Knicks was getting to the line. They were getting there. They were forcing the issue. They were making sure that, hey, what happened in game 3 was not going to happen in game 4, and they tried to be aggressive. But I just thought Brunson was way more intelligent with being aggressive when he needed to be, because he was trying to be too passive, I thought, a little early because of what happened the game before when we said he started playing hero ball. So I think he took his foot off the gas a little bit. But once they got down and they needed to come back, my man said, F that. I got it.
Well, even with that, it was possessions in game 3 where I don't think no one else touched the ball. Like that was the bad part about it. And Cat actually called him out on it. Well, without saying his name, he said, "Yeah, we got to this point where we won 13 straight, and now we're doing stuff different." That what he was talking to Jalen Brunson. And even with the game in game 4, it was like Cat still touched the ball. Everybody still touched. It's just that once it got back to Jalen scored.
He was taking the shot.
That's a whole different flow of the offense versus game 3. Game 3 was totally different.
But I still think OG was the one. Because what was happening previously, what happened previously was OG was passing that ball. This time, when it touched his hand, OG was going right up. Wasn't no hesitation, wasn't no thought process behind it, and he felt the rhythm of the shot. I think not having Mikal Bridges playing at the level
at the same time, you
know what I mean.
He felt like he had to step up.
I got to step up. I got to fill that void. You know what I mean? Like for some reason, Bridges is not. Maybe it's the physicality of the guard play.
He had a good
Spurs.
He had a good quarter. Was that game 2 where they had a lot of starters were out? I think it was game 2. That was it
at this point. But I think that was a difference in the game. And then I want to give some credit. Here's the thing, man. We are we game the game on some of these feedbacks. You know what I mean? But we did see some of these things coming. Because look, you had. 2 games ago, you had Landry Shamet coming in there, give you quality minutes, stuff like that. They did nothing
last night.
It wasn't his game.
It wasn't a game for them.
And even game 3 was Clarkson. I mean, they lost, but
Clarkson was aggressive though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
This game, he did nothing.
I'd rather you have the mentality that if I'm going to get in here when I get my minutes, I'm gonna maximize my minutes. You know, Mitchell Robinson. He tried to go for a couple alley-oops. We was blowing them. You know what I mean? Had a couple, but he was aggressive. He was forcing the issue. He made Wemby work, and that's sometimes all you got to do. I think the Spurs got cocky, man. Once they got up to that level, they just started taking dumb shots, trying to like some of them alley-oops was really just pissing me off. And it's like, bro, I know I say, okay, Wemby 7-6, throw him the ball and let him go to work. But you still got to set the play up correctly. And they was taking shots early in the shot clock. I thought the Knicks pressed the issue because what happened in that Cleveland series gave them the idea that I don't care how much we down, we can come back. And when you got that mentality, that gives you a different edge, man. And you at home, they were embarrassed. And that crowd, man, what I tell you, it's something about playing on the road. You play more free. You at home, all the stars are there, all the former players, Melo sitting courtside, all these guys. I think them guys came out nervous the last 2 games. They look shook. They look shell-shocked.
I'm not going to. Only reason I won't say that because half of those guys went San Antonio games 1 and 2. Now, if you want to say the energy and the crowd got down a little bit earlier, but the Pat, Larry Johnson, all of them was in San Antonio games 1 and 2.
It was different.
It's not the same, but I'm saying
I would say game 3 was different because let's be honest, even though we don't necessarily 100% support the dude. The president was in the Barack was never in any finals game. The president was watching you play basketball, dog. Like
that more so messed up your pregame and I think all of that because you weren't able to move as freely as you would be on a normal game. I think that's where that kind of messed it up.
Being at home is a lot of pressure sometimes, man. And players will tell you that. Sometimes they play freer on the road. And I don't know why they keep getting off to these slow starts, road or home. I don't know why either.
It's been 4 games at this point.
Right? Yeah, it don't even matter. So let's move this thing forward just a tad. Coming out, game 5. Must win, of course, for the Spurs on the brink of elimination. What's the game plan? Because what we've seen is, and we talked about this last week, Justin, when Wemby has that extra day, because he's getting 2 days off now, not one. He plays a completely different style of basketball. Yeah. He's fresher. He has his legs underneath him. Justin, what's your thoughts? How's Wemby going to come out? Hey, this your guy, man.
Speaking of that, let me speak on that real quick, man. If anybody is turning into a villain right before my goddamn eyes,
isn't that a good thing?
No, it's not. It's to me, it's not like that. Like I said, they got so many different. I was fine with the way he played. I was fine with everything up until this series I guess it's in the finals, so everything is getting freeze framed and stuff like that. And I guess the big man should be one of the nastiest guys out there. But I mean, Jesus, like the elbows, the stepping on people, putting your leg out and stuff, the wailing and stuff. It's bad, man. So that's still my MVP. And that'll be more likely than not be my MVP next year.
At least he's not flopping like Shea.
No, he's not. At times he does flop from time to time.
He flop all over the place. Stop it.
It's bad. But I think Wemby has another strong start. I think they start out strong. I don't think it's going to be a 29-point lead. I don't think they're going to be leading after the first quarter. It's just they're going to have a good initial run, and Knicks should probably hopefully match it relatively quickly.
So you got
hopefully Karl Anthony Towns doesn't get into foul trouble, and I think we'd be just fine. What'd you say?
You got over in 5?
Yes. I don't. Look, we're asking a lot for this team. The fact that they won one in New York was huge for them. But they're still a young team. They lost game 2, like you said. They lost game 2 by a missed jumper. They won game 3. They lost game 4 by 20 epically. Like there's never been another game like this in history. It's hard to keep performing at a high level knowing that just happened to you. So if they get up by 10 and the Knicks walk them down, they have to have the fortitude to keep going. I don't know how strong their will is. It's eventually going to break. And it might have broke last night.
I don't know.
I agree with everything you're saying. I think it happens game 6. The Spurs haven't played well down the stretch in any of their losses. I think they come through down the stretch, and maybe it's more like a 5 or 6 point game, but it's tight going down the stretch. But I see it ending in game 6. I think once they lose, if they lose game 5, then they being the Knicks, they go back home, not feeling the pressure, but kind of feeling relief, kind of feeling like it's our time. Let's do it now. And I think that's the kind of vibe that's going to be going through the city, going through that Knicks organization. So I think Game 5 is going to be tough. Winning on the road, winning after, even though it's going to be a couple extra days of rest. Wemby's going to get a couple extra days of rest. I think you'll see the rotation a little bit different. I think you'll see him rested more. You'll see Cornette playing a little bit more than the 4 minutes that he played. So Wemby be fresh down the stretch. But with all that being said, we haven't had a Jalen Brunson game, and I think that's what ends up ending this series.
I think that was Jalen Brunson's game.
I don't.
He was 12 for 25.
You don't need to go hero ball.
Damn near.
But no, I'm not even saying hero ball. I'm saying all of a sudden he's 15 to 25. Like it looks like he can't miss, and all of a sudden that frees up the offense.
I think more likely than not you have a Karl Anthony Towns game.
I think playing against rugby players. It's not happening. I don't see it. Like that's the best game he's going to get. 30 to 35
I think
points.
He's got one more in him. He's got something. He's got a couple extra.
He's going 40, 50. Like whatever, man.
To go 40.
He don't need to.
I wouldn't be surprised to go
40.
Don't
need to. He don't need
to.
Tell me Karl Anthony Towns.
When I say that, it doesn't mean it doesn't 40 with 30 shots. I mean, it's just an efficient 40 with 25 shots. He gets to the line a little bit more. That's all it is. Because if he gets to the line 4 or 5 more free throws, that's 40 right there.
I don't think it matters. You need the team to be successful. And I think that's where his mindset is. I think if he has 10 assists and 25 points and they win,
if he's got 10 assists, that means they're hitting threes, which is fine.
Good. That's what you want
as well. But
you want everybody involved. You don't want to just
it's only been
one-on-one.
It's been either or. It's either been Bridges or it's been OG or it's been Cat sometimes. It's never been a consistent. Now, if you want to say he done something like that and all of a sudden, Cat is 4 of 7 for 3,
that's
OG is 5 of 7. That's not what you want, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen.
No, but you saying you waiting for a big Brunson game. I'm like, if you got it last night, and that's because they were down so much that he just was jacking up shots. He had to do what he had to do. I think if they play an efficient in the flow of the offense game, he shouldn't be taking that many shots. I mean,
he's taking at least 25 every game. That's the thing. That's why I'm
out of necessity. These games have been close, and they were down.
Game 3 took 30. It wasn't close down the stretch.
The game was close. It got out of hand. What? No, they won.
They won by 5. They won by what? 12.
The Spurs won that game. Game 3.
I said game 1.
You said game 3, but game 1. Yeah, that was a good win for them. But what I'm saying is, I really think for the Knicks to be successful, because you got to think about this. We're talking about what the Knicks didn't do. Look, Champagnie gave you nothing last night. Calvin Johnson gave you nothing last night. Like, if they don't take out Harper and let him be aggressive like he had been aggressive, he didn't play for the last 10 minutes damn near. Like, I have
he played a lot of the fourth quarter. I think that's getting over.
He played down the stretch. He played down the
stretch.
He
did not take a shot.
He didn't take a shot, but he played.
Because they had the ball in De'Aaron Fox's hands. I don't mind them playing together, but I think that if you're going to have Harper on the floor, he is way more aggressive and efficient than De'Aaron Fox. I'm not taking nothing away from the game winner that Fox hit the other night to seal the game. Not game winner, but the sealing shot. I think that gave him good confidence. Don't get me wrong. But Harper presses the issue. You up 20, you need to be driving to the basket, finishing at the rim. Put that ball in the young man's hands and let him dictate the pace.
He can't turn the corner.
Who, Fox?
Yeah.
So don't give him the ball. That's the point. Like, what are we doing here? Like, Harper was like...
It wasn't... I saw Harper. Harper was giving the ball up quite frequently at the same time, too.
That's the flow.
You think that's nerves?
He's a rookie.
You think that's nerves? He ain't
playing like that game.
If the coach is calling plays and you following the coach, that's what I'm saying. You need to tell him, hey, green light. We got you. Got it.
As soon as he has a turnover, all he needs is one. Hell, who did the last turnover of the game? Turnover of the game. Who was that?
De'Aaron Fox.
It was Harper.
What did he do?
He went through the inbound and Cat tipped it.
The inbound, Cat tipped it. He couldn't even inbound the ball correctly.
I mean, he tipped the ball.
No. That could have won the game.
Why you got the rookie inbounding the ball? Why you got the rookie inbounding the ball?
Who's going to inbound it? De'Aaron Fox?
Somebody who can inbound the ball.
De'Aaron Fox?
Is he the inbounder for the team?
Like, who
else is going to inbound? That's my point.
In a pressure situation, and he basically turned it over. That's a fact.
So we're going to put Castle as the inbounder to try to throw it to Stephen Castle, who is what,
said the same
6'5"?
Yeah.
Huh?
You said Castle to Castle.
So
you meant Harper
you
to
put
Castle.
Harper there.
Harper to throw it to Castle, who should have never been in that position to begin with.
He
That
was
should've
open
been-
for the oop. He
Wemby
did not throw
pin
it
down.
correctly.
He couldn't catch the ball. The ball hit him in his hands.
No, Cat tipped the ball, came up
Cat
shorter than he
tipped it.
expected.
So
So
If
the,
that
what
not
I'm
a
saying
good play
is,
by
you said
Cat?
you want him to hold, you want him to have the ball. All I saw was him
as the
correct that
point
turnover.
guard making decisions to go
When he
score,
did that, he
You
almost got a
talking about it.
backcourt violation. And then what did he do? He threw the ball to the Knicks. Don't forget
that was
that
one
play
bad
that
play.
happened.
I remember that play. But
So
they-
at
that point,
all I'm saying is
they weren't
that
up
everyone
20.
keeps saying Harper this, Harper that. He had 2 turnovers in the fourth quarter as well.
Lo,
In the fourth quarter as
you,
well.
you now you putting on your
So
Knicks
now you,
cap.
but so like
Because you don't
think
want
you
him
could
in the
have coached.
game because
No,
you
that has
know
nothing to do with it.
he was a Swiss
That has nothing
Army
to do
knife.
with it. All I'm saying is that you're putting a lot on a rookie to bring the ball up the entire 94 feet, and then as soon as he makes one mistake, they're gonna be like, "Well, why didn't you get the ball to De'Aaron Fox?" That's what they're
No,
gonna
De'Aaron
say.
Fox doesn't need to play all the minutes. If you're saying he has a bad ankle, if you're saying he's not making
Ain't
good
nothing wrong with that
decisions,
boy ankle.
we
He's
talking
fine.
about De'Aaron Fox like he was.
He didn't
efficient
have
last
all
night.
the turnovers.
We talking about
didn't
De'Aaron Fox like he
But
had plenty.
Name the reason why De'Aaron Fox messed up other than the layup. He had that one skip pass across the middle that they took.
You don't remember when he threw the ball across the court when Stephen Castle wasn't even
One of
looking?
the skip passes that you told
Okay,
me?
Stephen Castle. That's the second time somebody threw you the ball without looking. You need to turn around and look for the ball.
Bro, why would you give
Next.
the ball up? Why would you give the ball up
okay.
at that point? There
If
was
that's
no
the
reason to.
situation, okay, give me another one.
But what was the reason for him to pass? Answer me that.
Okay,
what was
I'm
the
giving
reason
you
for
that.
him to pass the ball across
I
the
will
court?
even concede to that. Give me
Those
another
are
one.
key moments of the game, though.
And,
that
and
wasn't
so, and
early
so
in the
Harper's
game.
turnovers. Next,
Harper's turnovers was not key moments where
it was
you'd be
literally the last play of the game when he could have won the game.
Fox
It was literally the last
made
play of the game.
2 key boneheaded
It was the last play of the game.
decisions. It's 13 seconds left on the clock. You're up. All you have to do, get the ball, or let him foul you. Dribble the ball out. Are you telling me that a veteran point guard doesn't know time and possession and where
No,
he is on the
He
court?
didn't want to shoot the free throws. That's what it was.
So we absolve him?
Mm.
You're
No,
the point guard.
I'm just saying.
Somebody
everyone
said
keeps
you was an
saying
all-star, a
you sub him out.
superstar.
He's supposed to be the person to do it. That's
He
a lot of
ain't.
pressure.
I'm just saying, man. To me,
All of them had bonehead plays.
I thought Castle, to me, he knocked down his free throws. He was solid. I know he had the turnovers in the OKC series, so he got labeled as a
Castle,
turnover.
the same one that was out of bounds on the
Yeah.
baseline drive against Josh Hart. That dude.
Do you think that he was forced out of bounds?
You think he got fouled?
I thought he
I
was
thought he
knocked
If
out of
anything,
thought
I
he
bounds.
could have called an offensive foul. On top
Yeah.
of it.
I mean,
got
it could have went either way.
He got
And then
pushed.
he checked him. It was
Oh, come
all
on,
I'm
man.
saying.
Again,
What was the call?
The refs
What was
easily
the
could have
call?
called that. He pushed him. I mean,
It was a baseline out. He got out. He turned the ball over. What are we talking about?
man. I really think
All of them turned the ball over. That's what I'm saying. Everyone's focusing on
You
one.
trying
When
to-
they all
because-
messed up.
who's the veteran? Who is the veteran and who's the rookie? Yeah, we can say that. Harper made a mistake here and there.
We can't
In a
solve
key
that.
moment, 13
The
seconds
key
left on the
moment
clock.
was the last play of the game when they
Now,
could have won.
1.9. If the Cat tipped the ball, why wasn't
If
Fox
he
inbounding
doesn't
the
tip the
ball?
ball, it's an alley hoop. Stephen Castle.
Why
lays
wasn't
it in.
Fox
It's a game
inbounding the
over.
ball? Why wasn't Fox inbounding the ball? If Mitch Johnson has so much
Because
faith
he's
in
taller. Harper's taller.
I mean, who else
don't-
are you gonna have
you don't go
inbound?
You don't go with the shorter guy.
Who else you gonna have inbound?
when I do Harrison Barnes.
He ain't played the whole game.
He can inbound the ball. All he gotta do is throw it in. He a veteran.
You have no idea.
He got good height.
You don't put nobody off the bench that didn't play at all
That's
in
my
that
point.
situation.
That's my point. I've never seen Harper be the inbounder. What are we doing here? Is that a set play? And Wemby out there at the top of the key. Like, if anything, Wemby
Yeah.
should have been down on the block for a tip in. What, 1 second left on the clock?
No, the play was perfect. The play was perfect. Everybody was guarding Wemby. Stephen Curry with Steph Castle went through about 2 back screens. He was open for the oop. You just had to give it to him.
And Cat made a good play on the ball. Can we give Cat credit? Are we saying
I'm
that?
giving Cat all the credit in the world.
Cat
But
credit.
That's what I'm
somebody
saying.
had
You
to
said
turn it
Harper
over,
threw
though.
him a bad pass.
Somebody
You're blaming
had to
Harper
turn
for
it
being the
over.
inbounder.
No, he said Harper. It made a
He
bad
turned
play.
it over.
He
That's
had
a
the
fact
key
of the
turnover.
game. He still
Cat
did it.
tipped the ball. I'm not putting that on Harper. If
He
anything,
still did it.
you shouldn't have had that short guy down there trying to get the ball. Is my issue. He had to gather and then go up. If you put Wemby down there, throw the ball to the rim. Wemby gets a tip.
Wemby can't jump in the fourth quarter playing 40+ minutes.
Man, that was got excuses because Wemby ain't got no legs. Lord, take your timeouts when you should. The man let them shoot 8 straight threes and get walked down before he took one timeout.
Or play Cornette more than 4 minutes, who's been giving you energy off the bench.
He didn't take a timeout until they was down, 15? They walked them down from 29 to 15 before this man took a timeout. What kind of coaching is that?
I'm not absolving the coach. The coach is definitely trash, too.
But you talking about Wemby ain't had no legs. Wemby was out there. At one point, he took Wemby out for like 30 seconds. I mean, a minute, 30 seconds, real time.
He was afraid of the comeback. That's what he was.
Well, he failed. So, look, man.
He sure did.
Look, there's a whole video on Keep On His Mess Up. We saw it.
We saw it. One of those was Wemby not looking for the ball, too. Let's not get that twisted, ref. One of those was Wemby.
The reason they lost this game is Victor Wembanyama. I mean, we could talk about Castle, we could talk about Harper, we could talk about De'Aaron Fox, but as it was said in the press conference, we lost. He missed 2 free throws. He got greedy. He said, "We got greedy. We got greedy. We started shooting threes for no apparent reason, and Wemby, for some reason, just was not pressing the issue." He was not aggressive. He started resting on his laurels. Bottom line. So if the Knicks win this title, hey, it's good medicine, man. Hey, if the Spurs come back, because they did it against OKC, they came back, won that series, I'm going to tip my hat. But let's not act like this Spurs team shouldn't be up 3-1 if they play the game like they should have played the game. It's key mistakes is the reason why they down 3-1. Not necessarily because the Knicks on this great championship run. No, the Spurs contributed to some of this as well. So that's in every game, but that's an epic collapse, man. You'll never forget that. That's something. It's the biggest collapse in finals history, right? I think
statistically. And
playoff history. Come on, man. Yeah. That's absolutely pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. That goes on coaching and whoever's handling the basketball, making decisions on what shot selection. But like we said, when you got a big man surrounded by nothing but 3-point shooters, think about it. They be having Castle. Look, Vassell was hot.
Keldon Johnson, Vassell,
Champagnie,
Harper,
and they all
Fox.
on the court at the same time. Like all you doing is, hey, Wemby pass it out or somebody pass around the horn. And they taking the open 3. How many times you see Castle with an open 3?
And that's the point. It wasn't like they was changing their offense. Why would you change when you were smoking hot in the first half?
Still penetrate. You still can.
They were still driving. There. That's how they got to the open shooters because they was able to drive and kick out. They was just missing
layups too.
So
just terrible.
Layups too.
So Calvin, is it over? You say it's going 6.
I said 6. Yeah.
Justin is over on Saturday night.
It's over.
It's San Antonio. Wow. So let's talk about some of the things surrounding the game. You know, a lot of people, Knicks fans, these are the highest priced tickets, I think, in sports history. I believe they said, they set the record gate, Madison Square Garden, for the highest gate in sports history. Now we're talking all sports, basketball, football, everything. And that's for a basketball game in an indoor arena. So I can only imagine how many Knicks fans are going to be flying to San Antonio on Saturday night. That might be, I mean, if you're a Spurs fan and you allow these people to invade your city, you better be charging $1 million. I honestly, 100%. I'm charging $1 million for seats. If you
Did they threaten season ticket holders before game 1 about selling their tickets?
Well, they didn't work because they took over the court. They took over the court after game 2, didn't they? Like they were in the middle of the court in San Antonio. So for me, if you want my seat, I want $1 million. Easy. I don't care where it is in the building. What you think, Cal?
Look, yeah, if you're a Knicks fan and you think they're going to end it Saturday, then no price is too big for that ticket, especially down there in San Antonio where they may have given up hope, but you're going to have to pay a pretty penny to get in there if you're a season ticket holder for San Antonio Spurs. I'm saying that because knowing y'all going to come, y'all going to plan on celebrating. We're going to break the bank down here too.
Justin, how much would you pay to go see the Knicks win live?
I mean, if I had the funds, I'd pay whatever needs to be paid.
So
but at the end of the day,
you want to take that train Saturday or next week just to be in the city? Going to the parade?
I was me and my sister-in-law. We was going to be if they won game 3, we was going up there for game 4. Like we already started like, all right, where we going to be at? Because clearly we on the outside looking in, right? So what watch party we was going to go to? We was ready to make that trip. So, I think it's going to be over in San Antonio. But to answer your question, like, you know, money is money. So they're going to know when it's going to be crazy. They're not going to offer $1 million. But if it's like, you know, 10,000, yeah, they're going to try to get 20 out of it, you know, and somebody won't buy it. And New York has a funny way of taking over people's stadiums. That's what people's arenas. Joel Embiid was crying about it. You know, he was like, "Yo, don't let them come down. Don't let them do this." That's a
different. That's a
I know
2 hours
that's a train
drive.
ride. I know
train ride, yeah.
But yeah, man, you gonna see Spike Lee there. You gonna see Fat Joe there. Carmelo Anthony gonna be there. They gonna be there.
It's
Ben
crazy,
Stiller,
man.
shout out to Ben Stiller, man. Shout out Jerry Seinfeld made an appearance. I ain't seen Jerry Seinfeld in years.
What is Brussels' relationship with Olivia Benson?
With Mariska, Olivia Benson.
Olivia Benson, yes.
I looked this up today, actually. That's his favorite. That's one of his favorite shows. So that's one of his favorite actresses from his favorite show.
Okay.
She happens to be a diehard Knick fan, and you know he pointed out, you know, they hug each other and stuff like that. So it's a mutual respect kind of a thing.
Okay.
Yeah, they love each other's crafts. That's all.
And then the joint y'all did with Young Mello, the
Kanye?
I forgot. No. The kid that Carmelo got tickets to.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The story about the kid that he got tickets to Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Of course, there was no Game 5, and somehow got to Carmelo. He's named it to Carmelo Anthony. His name is Carmelo like
Melo out for him.
The one that just got locked up.
No,
he
got him tickets to Game 4 last night.
Oh, that's what's up.
And met Melo courtside and all that stuff when Melo was Spike Lee.
Oh, that wasn't cheap. That definitely wasn't.
No. He didn't have courtside seats. He was sitting. But he walked down to the courtside to see Melo.
Okay, understood. Yeah. I mean, it's New York, man. The fans came out. It reminded me of LA during the Staples Center's heyday. Like, you know, everybody, Denzel, Jack Nicklaus, all of them, like, maybe not as deep,
y'all got more
celebrities. It was a lot.
Yeah, y'all got more celebrities. Like,
that was
man.
The longest we can go back to actually seeing multiple celebrities in the game.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like, to me, this is the best NBA season I can recall in a while. Season overall. Like, to me, I haven't felt this good about basketball.
Your Spurs been trash, though. So that's part of the reason.
I mean, of course, that's part of it. But, and I'm not a Spurs fan now. I mean, it is what it is. I'm saying I haven't felt this good about basketball since Giannis. I said this on social media the other day. Since Giannis beat Phoenix. What was that?
21.
21. It was the year after the bubble. We was coming out of
21,
COVID.
21.
Like, it was a regular whole NBA. I feel like I missed basketball that year because we was in the bubble and life had changed. And that next year, everything just felt like, yo, I just want to watch basketball. And for Giannis to cap it off, winning the championship, it just felt good to me. I haven't felt like that since.
I ain't gonna say that.
I mean, your opinion don't really matter because you are a Lakers fan. Like,
used to win. I understand.
No, you won in a bubble. So I'm sure you celebrated winning a bubble championship. You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking about like from a purely just basketball. That was a great season overall because everybody was hyped about being back in the arenas. Right at the COVID when we was on lockdown and stuff. This season,
it was still no fans. So that's the only reason I'm kind of like,
It was good. It was fans in there for the finals and everything.
For the finals, yes, but for the majority, you said season. That's why
the
I'm
whole
like,
season was good. We had no basketball before that.
no. My point was there were no fans in there during that
Again,
entire
I'm not
season.
talking about your
That's
favorite
what you're
season.
saying.
I'm talking about my favorite season. So I haven't felt like that since that season. And this season, overall, from start to finish, I think from the storylines, from the teams that have emerged, the conversation surrounding basketball, this has been my favorite season in a long time, man. And again,
is this the top 5 finals game for y'all? Game. Just
I don't know.
Game 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
It really matter to me, but Justin, what's your thoughts?
Well, we said a lot just now. What is that?
Because Calvin like to just veer off in the other shit when I'm bringing out the topic.
Normally, I'm like, what part am I supposed to respond to at all? Yeah, this is definitely one of the best finals games. Just the love of basketball is just one of the best seasons. That's a good question. I think that this is one of those seasons where, new stars are pretty much being found. Like, we're still looking for the face of the NBA. So we don't have that yet. But we clearly see that there's an attempt to make Wemby kind of the face. I think there's an attempt there, and New York is putting a halt to that. But I think there's a thing where, so they say once certain teams are pretty good or playing well, then basketball is better. I think this is one of those things. I think basketball is better when New York's better, actually competing high level. I'm not saying for a championship, but just playing high level basketball. I think that is a thing. We had a lot of stars. We had the Final Four was pretty tough, except for Cleveland. I think that was the only issue. Should have been Boston in that situation. But that's. I mean, I know they didn't match up, but that's what I'm saying. Like it's starting to turn. And if you're not on this bandwagon of newfound fame, then I think you might get left behind. So it's people like, I need Anthony Edwards to get his ish together, because the league is about to put you behind. I'm just saying like this is that type of.
I don't understand what you mean by pushing behind.
He came off injury. He was in West Conference Final last
right, but those two teams, OKC
from a
and San Antonio,
perspective,
they're not going nowhere no time soon.
He's not beating either one of them, though.
Yeah, they're gonna have to get the teams up.
He's not beating either one of them.
That's why they're about to leave you behind. It if you're not going back to the conference finals no more, they're going the league is leaving you behind.
So I agree, but that's, to me, I don't think that's Anthony Edwards. I think that's the Minnesota Timberwolves need to surround him with some better talent.
So
if that's what we're talking about.
At this point, it's whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not putting but it is what it is. You're just the main player on this team.
Okay, we can say that about Luka. We can say that about
that's who was next. That's who
did leave.
Luka Doncic. The league these two teams might be leaving you behind. You have to then step your game up, whatever that is. Whether it's not being tied to AR, it might be time for AR. That's what I'm saying. This is just one of those things where the landscape of the NBA is changing now. And we have to catch up with it, or certain teams.
Well, that's why I like the season, because Golden State is not in the finals or deep in the playoffs. The Lakers made a nice little story for a little bit.
You just wanted to change a guard, so to speak.
Not necessarily just that, happening. But it's good to see other people emerge.
We don't need KD.
But you had a good
we don't
mix.
Need LeBron. We don't.
You
need
had
Steph.
a good mix of those veterans putting up a fight early on in the playoffs,
and as they should.
And that's how you change the
first
guard.
Round thing.
You know what I mean? You change the guard. And I think we saw a glimpse of what Philly could be if they were healthy. And we'll see. You know what I mean? Boston, will they change? Will Giannis make a move? I just think this season had so many storylines you can look at. And look, I'm no Knicks fan, and I don't believe in this whole the league is better when the Knicks winning, since they haven't won anything since 19.
I said competitive, highly competitive.
It's more exciting. I think that's the better
1999. Melo had them relevant for a little while, but not long. But so I mean, the league has been fine. I do think that this particular Knicks team in particular, this Knicks team in particular has been fun to watch. I'll say that, and seeing all the Knicks fans have something to celebrate, because it's like They one of those franchises. You know what I mean? Like the Dallas Cowboys.
When the Dallas Cowboys are highly competitive.
If the Cowboys,
I think it's a little. I think that's a little different because with the Cowboys, you will love them or hate them. I think that with
the Knicks have sucked so long, nobody hates them.
But I'm gonna say with the Knicks this year, I think you either want them to win or you don't care if they win. It's not like you hate them.
I don't think there's a team. I don't think you can say don't care because it's New York, so they do get some type of emotion out of you. So it makes you be like, I don't like them because they're cocky. Like the video that's been going around of Knicks fans beating up Spurs fans.
That's fans. That's not the Knicks.
But the fan base is part of what we're talking about. The fan base, a lot of times, what drives people to hate the team because you don't necessarily have to dislike Tony Romo or Dak Prescott, but it's the Cowboy annoying ass fans that make you be like, I hate that team. I don't want that person to win. If you know the Steelers fans are a bunch of jackasses, I don't care about who the players are on the field. I don't want those particular Steelers fans to have anything to cheer about. The Knicks fans are not annoying to me because they've lost so long. I feel bad for them.
Yeah, we lost too long to kind of matter when it comes to that.
I think it also goes back to you thinking Wemby's a villain. I think it goes back to that as well.
But slightly, but
people hated the Spurs because they thought we were boring. Wemby is not boring. True. You know what I mean?
No, it's not boring, but this team is not aspect
boring.
Of
it.
It's not boring.
Now the team is
very bad boy-ish. Bad boy.
Yeah. It's an edge to them.
Baseball.
They rough you up. You know what I mean?
You remember when we first had this conversation? Like, y'all asked me who did I want to play? I always said OKC. One because of Williams being out. But I said, yo, they got dogs over there. If we got to compete with them dogs throughout the longevity of the series. And hell, I was right. They got dogs, man.
The Spurs would be an easier matchup for y'all.
Yeah.
If OKC was at full strength,
I still don't agree with
this series would not be this close. I think OKC would be beating y'all. It's just not a good matchup.
Yeah.
They don't they got veterans and they deep. The Spurs literally, if they're not hitting them threes.
One thing you mentioned, the power forward position
like that.
They're going to be a bigger.
Caruso like that. These are guys I'm not really worried about. That's just me being honest.
I
was worried about Stephen Castle.
We've been talking about for the
right to be worried about Stephen Castle. I was worried about Harper. I had every right to be worried about Harper. I was worried about.
If Cat plays to his level, y'all had nothing to worry about.
There's no power forward in here versus OKC. They could play bigger with Hartenstein and with Chet. And you still have. I don't think y'all. You can match up. They match up as well against Shea. Even though you can
Chet matches up with Towns better than what we saying.
I completely agree.
He would have busted that.
Nah, would he have been playing Hartenstein more?
We would have busted his ass too.
I don't know about that. Hartenstein was giving Wemby a little run for his money. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But I just think the league is in good hands. Either way, I think the Knicks. People feel sorry for Knicks fans.
The Knicks brings the stars out.
They definitely do.
But they were coming out when y'all were losing too. So
that's what makes me not be mad. They weren't coming out to this degree. They weren't coming out.
Spike Lee was out there. Larry David was out there.
Larry David went with special times.
You saw Knicks legends out there. I mean,
you ain't see the president of the United States.
Yeah, well, that's the finals, and he a Knicks fan. But I'm just saying from just a purely the buzz around it, even the media. You know, the media market, the biggest media market in the country is New York. It's not LA. So yeah, it's a difference between the Lakers being in the finals and the Knicks being in the finals. The Lakers is featured. The games is late. They at night. People a lot of times on the East Coast we had sleep. If the Knicks are featured, that's a 7-8 o'clock game.
That's true.
The whole world is watching. That is like big time. That's prime time, man.
And if y'all make it a
over,
game
you can still go to sleep and get up in the morning. Like that is the difference. You know what I mean? So again, it's been a long time. And it would be good for the Knicks to get this win. And like I say, the difference between to me the Knicks and the Spurs came out of nowhere. They got 3 of their last draft. Like what is it? It's Wemby, Castle, and Harper. Yeah.
Vassell ain't no joke.
Yeah, Vassell too. Yeah. But I'm just saying they just boom. They just got these guys. This is a new team. The Knicks, we talked about the Tibbs era. We talked about him running them into the ground, and we've seen what happened with Atlanta Hawks. We've seen what happened with the Indiana Pacers. We've seen them go through like different obstacles over these years where it's like, okay, it's their turn. You know what I mean? Like there's no Boston. There's no, you know what I mean?
The maturation and the progression of the team is easy to gravitate towards. Even if you're casual that only watch playoff basketball, feel
like they earned it. You know what I mean? They didn't just they weren't gifted.
Yeah.
They weren't gifted it. They earned it. You know.
And look, one title there would feel like 4 or 5 in other places. Yeah. Yeah.
They gonna put a statue outside of MSG of OG with that putback. You know what I mean? Like that was
Brunson gonna be the greatest Knick ever. You gonna be hearing that conversation. So
yeah. So anyway, good stuff. We'll see if it's over on Saturday. I don't have a prediction either way, but let's keep it moving. We got some other stuff to handle tonight. So if you were with us last week, we started our exercise of looking at the teams. Remember, if you haven't been with us, what we have done is there are 30 teams in the NBA. 3 of us. By the end, we will each have 10 teams. We're breaking it down. We spent the wheel to randomly break our teams up. Calvin has the Pelicans, the Lakers, the Magic, the Trailblazers, and the Hornets from last week that he didn't give his list on. So he's going to give his list tonight. Myself and Justin, we gave our list last week. If you weren't here, this is very small print, so I'll read it for you because it's like there's no way you're going to be able to see that. But let's go. I had the Heat, Tim Hardaway, Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, Chris Bosh, Alonzo Mourning. Justin had Derek Harper for the Mavericks, Rolando Blackman, Luka Doncic, Dirk Nowitzki, and Tyson Chandler. I had Jalen Brunson, Earl Monroe, Carmelo Anthony, Willis Reed, and Patrick Ewing for the Knicks. Justin had Pistol Pete, Joe Johnson, Dominique Wilkins, Bob Pettit, and Dikembe Mutombo. For the Wizards, I had John Wall, Gilbert Arenas, Caron Butler is who I decided to fall with. I wanted Paul Pierce, but I stuck with Caron Butler, Alvin Hayes, and Wes Unseld. And for the Milwaukee Bucks, Justin went with Sidney Moncrief, Ray Allen, Michael Redd, Giannis, and Lou Alcindor, who we know is
a man said Lou Alcindor.
Yes, sir. Houston Rockets, I had Chris Paul, James Harden, Tracy McGrady. We went with Moses Malone and Hakeem Olajuwon in that order. Justin had for the Brooklyn Nets, Jason Kidd, Vince Carter, Julius Erving, Kenyon Martin, and Brook Lopez. And for the Raptors, I had Kyle Lowry, Vince Carter, Kawhi Leonard, Chris Bosh, Antonio Davis, and Justin had Tyrese Maxey, Allen Iverson, Charles Barkley, Moses Malone, and Joel Embiid. I will say some of these lineups were stronger than others, but overall, it was a good pick. So we're going to give Calvin an opportunity, since he wasn't here, to give us his list from last week. So, Calvin, we're going to start, first of all, with the New Orleans Pelicans. Who are your 5? Point guard, start us off.
Chris Paul at the 1.
So you going with Chris Paul? Okay, I'm typing this. Go ahead. Okay. Who's your 2?
Got JJ Redick at 2. Brandon Ingram at the 3. Of course, Anthony Davis at the 4.
And Boogie.
And Tyson Chandler at the 5.
Okay.
Any changes you would done, Justin?
You said JJ at the 2?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, that's his list, man.
That's the Pelicans. Is that the Hornets or they?
I did.
I think
New Orleans Pelicans, and the 2 years that Charlotte. But I didn't really pick anyone from Charlotte when they moved from New Orleans to Charlotte or New Orleans to I think most of them, all of them, New Orleans.
And who was your 5? Tyson Chandler.
Tyson Chandler.
I would have went with Boogie.
I would have went with Boogie.
Yeah,
he was only there for 3 months. But I mean, Tyson Chandler was DPOY that year. That's the only reason I went with him.
Okay. All right, Los Angeles Lakers. This is a big one for you.
This is an easy one. This is
point guard.
Magic.
Kobe.
2 guard, Kobe.
One name. Who's your small forward?
Braun.
Hey, yo, fuck you in the one names too. God damn. God damn.
Who's your power forward?
Power forward. This was tough. I went back and forth, but I did go AD over
Really?
Powell. I went AD over Powell.
Powell. Oh, okay. 2-time champion. All right.
Yeah, I did go
And
AD
who's
over
your
Powell.
center?
Shaq.
Okay.
One
So no
words.
Kareem.
No. I went with the most dominant.
So you didn't try to cheat and put Kareem at
Braun.
the 5'4"
No,
and Shaq at the center.
No,
Right,
I'm gonna play true to position.
So you got Magic, Kobe, Braun, AD, and Shaq. That's a hell of a lineup. All right, Orlando Magic.
Outside shooting is suspect.
Who's your point guard? Orlando.
I got Penny at the 1.
Come on.
Unfortunately, I got
Say his name.
I got that bogus Hall of Fame T-Mac at the 2.
Who's your 3?
I got Hito at the 3.
Turkey.
Got Hito at the 3. At the 4, I got Rashard Lewis.
Mm. Yeah. He couldn't miss from 3 that year. They went to the finals. And who's your center? Shaq?
And once again, I took Shaq over Dwight Howard.
That's crazy.
It's better
Damn,
spacing.
Dwight.
It's better spacing, and I get offers from the big man.
Point guard for the Portland Trailblazers.
I got Dame.
2.
I got Clyde. Clyde the Glide.
Yeah, I like it. Clyde.
At the 3, this is gonna be controversial. I got Brandon Roy.
Brandon Roy. I got you.
Them
I
3,
would you.
4 years. It was short. But yeah.
I want you. You good.
Yeah. The 4, I got LA. Got Marcus Aldridge. And the 5, I got Bill Walton. Probably the greatest individual performance in the finals for a team that was the underdog.
I'm not giving you no suggestions because I want my team to win. Charlotte Hornets.
This one was tough. I got Baron Davis at the 1.
I think that was easy.
I got Kimba at the 2.
Ooh.
Oh, that's nasty.
Ooh.
I got Glenn Rice at the 3.
Mm-hmm.
Larry Johnson at the 4. And Zoe at the 5.
Yo, Glenn Rice and Larry Johnson, those Charlotte teams was crazy. And who was at the 5? Alonzo
Mourning.
Mm-hmm. All right, man.
That's where I put the Bobcats earlier, but none of them made it. But I put the Bobcats in with the Hornets.
Okay. All right. Good. What you think, Justin? Any discrepancies? Any changes you would have made?
No, I definitely probably would have went Kendall Gill, maybe for the Hornets. Just somebody a little bit more. Eddie Jones, maybe.
That wasn't as best he is, though.
Kobe, the draft night.
Draft night, Kobe.
Let's keep it moving. All right, so we're all caught up, and I'll have the updated graphic next week. But let's get to this week's list. We're gonna go one at a time. Calvin, start us off. We're gonna start left to right. Indiana Pacers. Who you got?
I got Holly at the 1. I'm gonna give it to him just off his 2-3 years in Indiana. Of course, Reggie Miller at the 2. I think the greatest Indiana Pacer of all time. I got Jalen Rose at the 3. Those young years, early 2000s. I'm gonna put Jalen Rose at the 3. I got Jermaine O'Neal at the 4. I did kind of go 2 bigs with this one, and I got Rick Smith at the 5.
Really?
I would have went Artest in a heartbeat, but okay.
Yo.
I get you. I
would have went Antonio Davis.
You gotta think for Antonio Davis, Paul.
At the 4, at the 5.
Absolutely not.
4.
Absolutely
And
not.
Jermaine O'Neal played the 5. Yes.
Jermaine O'Neal played a lot of power forward too.
He played. Yeah, that's the only reason.
Either way, they played them both. Rick Smith, he was never a factor. Ever.
Yo, he gave Shaq fits.
Man, come on, man. They got swept.
The Duncan Dutchman. Don't do that.
They didn't get swept. They lost in 6.
No, you're fine. Rick Smith is fine.
Because of Rick Smith.
I don't have a problem with that.
All right, I'm going my Boston Celtics point guard. I'm going with Bob Cousy. Clearly the best point guard in franchise.
Are you serious?
100%.
Okay. All right.
Bob Cousy, better than Rajon Rondo. Yes, he is. Shooting guard, Paul Pierce. He's listed as a shooting guard and small forward. I put him at my shooting guard. Okay. Small forward, Larry Bird. Power forward, Kevin McHale. Center, Bill Russell. That is my list. Any discrepancies or alternatives, you are now free to take the floor.
I definitely went with Rondo and Cooley. Rondo didn't get no love at all.
I actually agree with it. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it.
60s, 70s, 80s. Yeah.
Covered every era.
I would have probably picked Dennis Johnson over Rondo.
No. Cousy. Yeah.
I said over Rondo. I ain't say over Cousy.
Anyway.
I don't know. That's cool. It is what it is.
San Antonio Spurs, who you got? Be careful.
All right. Point guard.
Yo, you about to be disrespected. I feel
Tony P.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
2 guard, Kawhi.
Huh?
Yeah.
Kawhi wasn't no 2 guard.
He played 2 guard.
No, he did not.
He never played power forward.
He was small forward.
Continue. I want to hear who's small forward.
He is not. No, you're trying to load it up. No, Kawhi was never.
Who's small forward then?
I need someone that's listed as a forward/center.
Y'all trying to get Iceman everybody on there. Yo,
if you're going to put George Gervin on there, I'm okay with it.
If I was going to put George Gervin, I'll put George Gervin at the 2, Kawhi at the 3. But because I'm going with a forward/center or a center/forward, Wemby is my 3. Tim Duncan is my 4. Dave Robinson is my 5.
Stop it. You can't even do that. That's not even right.
I can't do that?
No, Wemby is not no damn. Wemby is a center. He's 76.
All right. Y'all have it y'all way. George Gervin as my 2. Kawhi is my 3. Tim Duncan at the 4. David Robinson, sit your ass down. Wemby, you can start for me. Thank you very much.
Respectful. Yo, David Robinson scored 60 points in the game.
Good job.
Wemby
take him back to the Navy, and he can play there.
At least let him accomplish as much as David Robinson did.
Don't need like you crown 2 rings before you ready, man.
To the finals. That's all I need. The man went to the finals.
That's absolutely pathetic.
Thank you. Memphis Grizzlies next.
Calvin, who you got? Point guard, Grizzlies.
Point guard, Mike Conley.
He was there long enough.
At the 2 guard, I got Tony Allen.
Are you gonna pick the whole Groundhouse front?
No. At the 3, I got Sharif Abdur-Rahim.
Okay, that's the 1.
At the 4, I got Zebo, and the 5, I got Marcus Gasol.
So understood. Understood. Because you easily could have put Rudy Gay right there. Understood.
Debate between that and Atlanta. But I'm like, no, I remember him as a Grizzly more.
And Marcus Gasol. All right. I'm going for the Minnesota Timberwolves. This was tough. But I think in the end, man, Timberwolves really haven't had no high caliber point guards, but Sam Cassell, that year they made that run, wasn't that long, but he was an all-star. You know what I mean? They went to the West Conference Finals. So I go with Sam at point, Anthony Edwards at the 2, Latrell Sprewell at the 3, Kevin Garnett at the 4, and I go with Big Cat at the 5. That's my lineup. I was thinking about Wally Zerbiak.
Marbury?
Yes. Marbury wasn't there that long. Like
he was there longer than
but he wasn't effective. He wasn't an all-star. He didn't get nothing. He didn't win anything. Him and KG was young. They was babies.
I thought he was an all-star.
No, he was never an all-star. The only all-star in guard in team history was Sam Cassell. I was stunned when I looked at it. But Latrell Sprewell, that year they were on that run.
The year they went to West Conference Finals in 2004.
Yeah. Anthony Edwards, Latrell, and KG together, they'll bring some dog. And Sam will get and call Anthony Towns' ass to make him have to play some damn basketball, not out there pussyfooting. I think that's a hell of a lineup. Justin, Detroit Pistons. Woo, that's a good one. Man, you got some good little teams, man. They got a hell of a draw, didn't he, Calvin? He got a hell of a draw.
Some of them kind of easy. OKC,
that's my point.
Denver.
The whole point is to try to put the best lineup. He got a lot of good
Golden State Warriors, by the way, because I could have had them. So I chose them.
Yeah, Denver's easy too, though, in my opinion.
It ain't easier than Golden State. Detroit was actually kind of difficult.
Really?
Yeah. Because I wanted to throw Cade in there, and I just
over
didn't
who?
Know, that was my problem.
Over who?
I wouldn't even put him over Chauncey. Now you talking about put him over? Like, stop it.
I mean, can you name another person that took his team to the conference finals by himself? It was all.
I say Chauncey went to and won a championship as the
that was a total team effort.
Yeah,
you know that Detroit team.
God. He was the Mr. Big Shot. He was the leader.
But he's not going to be the point guard of this team. It's Isaiah. So that's one thing.
I mean, we all know that. I mean,
so that was that.
Who's your two?
Well, my three is Grant Hill. You got boy. Don't disrespect Grant Hill like that.
Was before the knee injury or? Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It was ankle.
Ankle.
4 would be. I guess I gotta throw in Ben Wallace with my 5.
He doing this on the fly.
I did. I wrote it down. My paper going. Yeah, I'm gonna Ben at my 5.
Who was your 2?
He didn't say.
Who was your 4?
He didn't say. He says paper gone.
But I can't. Like I said, I can't go over Joe Dumars, can I? Hell, it's my goddamn lineup. Cade Cunningham at my 2. Grant at my 3. And
talk about no shooting.
You see what I'm talking about here?
Talk about no shooting.
AK the point guard.
He's a guard.
Jesus Christ.
He's a guard that can put up 40 points.
Who's your
Detroit don't have a history of great bigs. That's the problem. Like that's the problem that I ran into.
Dennis
Rodman. Dennis Rodman didn't. No. I'm going with that. That's the thing. It was either Bill Laimbeer or Bob Lanier. And I will go with
you need an enforcer. You got 2 enforcers.
I'm gonna go with Ben Wallace at my 4, Bob Lanier at my 5. That's my lineup.
I'd have probably tried to put Rasheed on there. Give me some offense up in the front.
He won a championship.
We guard heavy.
And Bob Lanier.
There's no shooting, no spacing.
Now, that's a terrible team. Like, damn. You might as well just roll the bot. You could have put Adrian Dantley out there and been all right.
No, I'm good.
Come on, man. AD was the man.
You could have played. He helped him win the title.
Damn right. And was a score. Anyway. All right. Utah Jazz. Calvin, who's your point guard?
Of course, John Stockton. I put him there. I got Deron Williams at my 2.
What?
I got Deron Williams at my 2.
Stop playing.
Got Donovan Mitchell at my 3.
Okay, I ain't never seen Donovan Mitchell play 3.
Donovan Mitchell ain't no 3.
Malone at the 4 and go at the 5.
We being real here. Who is your shooting guard?
Did somebody go Wemby, Duncan,
I had to take that away. I had to take that away.
Somebody go Wemby, Duncan, Robinson.
I had to take it away.
Who is your shooting guard?
Donovan Mitchell.
Who's your small forward?
They ain't got no small forwards. This is why I went with 3. So I went with 3 guard lineup.
They got him.
No, they don't.
They got him. Y'all ain't thinking hard enough.
This is why I went with a 3 guard lineup.
Y'all ain't thinking hard enough. Think about the 90s.
I could go Dantley. I didn't want to go Dantley.
Maybe Andre Karolinko.
He was in my conversation for the 4 actually, but I put AK-47 at the 3. AK at the 3. AK at the 3. Malone at the 4. Gobert at the 5.
I said you was gonna have a point guard problem for Phoenix. I want to hear this.
I ain't got no problem. I mean, I go with facts. I don't go with feelings. Gobert. My Phoenix Suns, Steve Nash at the point guard, Devin Booker at the shooting guard, Sean Marion at the small forward, Charles Barkley at the power forward, and Amari Stoudemire at the center. One of the best lineups you're going to get. You're going to get floor spacing. Steve Nash can shoot the 3. Devin Booker can shoot, drive. Marion, a hell of a defender, can slash, can shoot from anywhere. Charles Barkley can give you everything you need. And Amari, one of the most explosive, undersized big men.
3 in a heartbeat.
I'm good. Sean Marion. I love
it. KD at the 3 in a heartbeat.
I didn't like KD in Phoenix. No, I'm good. You got to look at what they did when they played for that particular franchise.
I understand.
You do your thing. I don't like it. I try to stay true to the assignment. And I think Sean Marion is a resident classic all-star. I think he went to the all-star game like 7 times with the Suns, like all NBA defensively and off. Like, come on, you gotta give him his credit, especially defensively. He was a switch army night. But I think that's gonna be one of the best lineups when it's all said and done. When they line up against people, you got Chuck. Yeah, we good. Justin, Cleveland Cavaliers. Who you got?
I'm gonna get in the rebounds. But...
Kyrie Irving, Ron Harper, Brian, Brad Daugherty as my center, power forward Sean Kemp.
Who was your 2?
Sean Kemp.
Sean Kemp is my 4. My 2 is Ron Harper.
Man, I would have went such a different direction.
I probably would have put World B. Free at the 2.
And your center is who?
Ron Harper was legit.
Who's your center?
Brad Daugherty.
I think it said Sean Kemp.
Sean Kemp is my 4.
I could have went.
I might have slid Braun to the 4.
I would have went Kyrie. I might have put Kevin Love in there. At my 4, especially. Sean Kemp was
you
more
put Kevin Love for Minnesota. How about that?
Because I didn't want to take off KG or Carl Anthony Towns.
And that's your problem in that team.
Yeah.
Sean Kemp was better than Kevin Love.
Sean Kemp was better in Seattle than Kevin Love.
Did he not take that team to the playoffs? Was he not an all-star?
Sean Kemp went to the finals with Seattle. He was better as known as a Seattle Supersonic.
He was there for Cleveland.
Free.
Cleveland was a playoff team with him.
I'm going World B. Free at the 2.
I don't buy it. And if we're going to just say, they played for the team, you know what I mean? There's a lot of people who played for Cleveland.
True.
So, I don't think so.
True.
Chicago,
another
Calvin.
Easy one. D Rose at the 1.
This might be tough, man. This might be tough.
MJ at the 2.
This might be unstoppable.
I thought for a second, and then I was like, nah. I was going to put Bob Love, but no. Scottie Pippen at the 3. I wanted to put Jimmy at the 4, but I said no. Give me Rodman and Artis Gilmore. I'm gonna keep it simple.
Okay.
That team will never work on paper.
Would you have done that? I would have went a different direction. What would you have done differently, Justin? Where you getting?
I don't know.
From?
I put Ron Harper there. I just kept it like that. I know you cannot have Chicago without Derrick Rose, but Derrick Rose and MJ in the backcourt would never work out. Will never work out.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't know about that.
Everybody else is legit. It was just that D Rose situation.
You need a shooter. Like,
Who's going to pick Kyle Korver?
I'm trying to think.
I'd have said 80, 88, 89 MJ and just let him run point. That's what I would have did.
Yeah, put Scotty at the 1. He played it. Anyway, Clippers.
Scotty
I'm
the 1,
going
Jimmy
with
Butler the 3.
Chris Paul at the 1. This was tough, but I settled in. They had enough good years together. I went with PG and Kawhi at my 2 and my 3. I think defensively they were a hell of a tandem for a while, and offensively when they're healthy. I'm just consider they were healthy. I'm going Blake Griffin at my 4, and I was debating between Bob McAdoo and Elton Brand. But just to have some diversity of
who's your point guard?
Chris Paul. Just to have some diversity of errors, I'm gonna go with Bob McAdoo because I think the Buffalo they were in Buffalo before they got to Clippers, so that's part of that team lineage. And he was like in that NBA MVP back to back. He had scoring. He scored averaged like 34 points a game.
Didn't Moses play for Buffalo?
Maybe, but I'm talking about
maybe not rookie.
Not when he was playing like a high caliber MVP level was Bob McAdoo.
I would have DeAndre Jordan for my 5, to be honest with you.
I'd
have closed up that Lob City real quick. Lob City with Kawhi and Paul George is vicious.
So you just combine 2 errors, basically.
I got Blake. I'm good.
There's nothing you can do. Clippers been trashed the whole goddamn franchise. All
right, next up.
All right.
Thunder.
Point guard, GP. Because I got to put Seattle in here.
Hold up. Oh, yeah. I ain't thinking about that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Don't tell me you're going to put him at the 2.
If you're smart.
Russell Westbrook.
I knew he was going to do it.
3.
Russell is a 1.
Shea.
Shea is not. No.
He's
You're not going to let Donovan Mitchell be a 3. We're not going to let Shea be a 3.
He's a guard/forward.
You just said Donovan Mitchell not a 3. No.
He ain't never played 3. Shea is a guard/forward.
Shea is a point guard.
So is Donovan Mitchell.
Jalen Williams plays the 2 guard.
You better take Russ off and put Shea on there.
I'm taking
Shea is a point guard.
If that's the case.
If you're gonna put Shea at the 2, I don't mind it, but
all right,
you taking Russ off of the team?
Taking Russ off, goddamn it.
An MVP, triple-double king.
That's all well and
good. Damn, are you serious? SGA. Who's small forward then?
Now.
Hey, that's the assignment. That's what's tough about it.
Kevin Durant played the 3.
He did. Hey, who was the 3?
4, give me Kemp. And 5, give me Ibaka.
Serge. I thought he was going to go deft left shrimp.
He was a forward. He was a small forward.
He was a forward. Ibaka was never a small forward.
No, that was strength.
Oh, yeah. He was small forward. No, I wouldn't put him on. I'll go with that.
Who was your? I might have put CP3 at the 1.
No,
just a strength of that one season.
It's Gary Payton, man.
Over Gary Payton,
I might put a CP3 for better cohesion. I might put CP3 at the 1.
Gary Payton was a hell of a leader. What are you talking about?
Okay.
CP3 is a team divider, as we've seen.
Okay.
He's destroyed every team.
Gary Payton is a hell of a leader. And then he didn't win until he hopped on D-Wade's bandwagon. That's fine with me.
Gary Payton won, first of all. And 2, he went up against Jordan. Let's not act like everybody didn't fail against Jordan.
That's fair. If we're talking about putting the best team together, I'm considering it.
I'm not putting CP3 over no Gary Payton.
I'm considering it.
Man, stop it. Not for the Thunder. When was CP3 great for the Thunder?
It's one season. And who was your 5?
Stop it.
Ibaka.
I give Serge.
They don't have the greatest. They don't have the greatest
rebounder.
I can go Jack Sigma because he was just 7 7-2. But that was about. They don't have the greatest history of.
You can go with that boy who went to LA. He used to get all the offensive lobs from Russell Westbrook and clean up the glass. What's his name?
I'll take it back for his defensive purpose.
He was with the Clippers, the white boy.
Shot.
Remember, he used to always
Stop.
He's still there. He's still there now.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'll look it up in a minute. But yeah, he was good. All right. Warriors. Calvin, this is your last one for the night.
I got Steph at the 1, Clay at the 2, Rick Barry at the 3,
Yeah, man.
KD at the 4, Wilt at the 5.
Yeah. Yeah. Justin, any dispute on that?
I thought he was gonna put Draymond, so the Rick Barry thing did throw me off a little bit, but I ain't mad at it. That's just he ain't got no defense. Other than Prime Clay did play defense. Yeah, shit. This Warriors. It's not
Prime KD played defense.
Did he?
Yeah, okay. I get okay. All right. I can't argue.
Did he? Okay. That's an interesting lineup. I will give you that. It'll be in the running because Wilt and stuff together, and Clay and KD. yeah. That's I don't know, dog. It's gonna be tough to beat. All right. The Sacramento Kings, man.
This is a sneaky good one.
Oscar Robertson at the 1.
Yeah.
I went with Mitch Richmond at the 2.
Yeah, I would have did that.
Peja Stojakovic at the 3. That man was bad in his day. Chris Webber at the 4. And I went with Boogie Cousins at the 5. That's my lineup. What y'all got different?
Who was you? That's good. That's pretty fun. That's pretty effing good.
Who was that?
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
It's that.
I ain't no
You
complaint.
made something out of Sacramento.
I said they was sneaky good. Like when you think about it, like they have great players at like every position.
Like
just
like
like
I
one
say,
of them.
Vladdy was good, but he wasn't better.
Boogie was better.
He wasn't better than Boogie. Not at
You
that
got-
stage
you
of his
got-
career.
Prime Chris Webber.
Yep.
So
Yeah, and Oscar Robertson, he was the man.
I got the king of the triple double right there.
Yeah.
So everyone's getting touches. Everyone's getting buckets.
It's gonna be
The Peja thing is
interesting when we line
the
this
Peja
up.
thing. I'm like, it's got to be somebody better than I think.
Nope,
And I'm thinking
nope,
about him.
nope.
Like
Peja was automatic. Come on,
and
man.
I'm like, Hito didn't really do nothing until he got to Orlando. I'm like, yeah.
Nah, he was the blueprint. Peja was actually the blueprint for those European guys of that ilk.
Like Hito. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, round us out. Justin with Denver point guard.
Point guard, help me out on this. Abdul Rahim. Chris Jackson. That's his American name.
I'm saying
Goddamn.
my mood.
Yeah, that's my point. My 2, David Thompson.
Okay.
My 3, Melo. My 4, Jokic. My 5, Mutombo.
I actually thought you were going to put Jokic at the 1.
Unlock the cheat code.
I really thought you were going to put Jokic at the 1.
Who's your 4? King Martin?
Jokic.
No, Jokic.
Oh, you put Jokic. He not at the 5?
You got
Mutombo at the
got
5.
Mutombo. Who was your 2 again?
David Thompson.
I might have put Alex English.
I'm not mad at
He
that.
was a bad boy. He was a bad boy.
But
That's the only thing. That's not my only difference.
I gotta have a couple high rises on the team.
Because I think he was like I think he's like the still the leader in franchise points. So I'm like I might have put him, but other than that, I
might have went a different direction with your 1 though, because at this point,
Jokic at the 1 is a cheat code.
nah. I mean,
I took the person that would have been Steph Curry if they allowed him to be Steph Curry.
Wait, who was your 1 again?
but we got to go off of what happened,
Who was
like
your 1
in real
again?
life. Raheem.
No. And then Chauncey had some good years there.
He had a run, but yeah, I want to stick with if Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. That's what I want.
Chauncey had good years. AI, shit, really unlocked.
I think Chauncey unlocked Carmelo. That's why I'm like Chauncey unlocked Carmelo more than AI did. That's the only reason I would go Chauncey. But yeah, I can't think of nobody.
That's it, right? That's all the teams, right?
That's it. That's it. So
all right, now that we got all the teams done, Larry, once you put them all in the graphic, send it to me. I'm gonna put all these people in 2K. And then we'll have a fan vote, and then we're gonna have a 2K simulation. And I'm gonna just tell you the results. And there we go.
I think what we're gonna do
I already started with my teams. Let's go.
We're gonna randomly we're gonna us as a unit, us three, do number 1 seed, who's the 30 seed, like not 30.
Do that. I'm gonna line them up just like that.
15 on each side of the bracket. All right. Somebody's gonna get a bye because somebody got to be over number 1 overall seed on each side. That gets a bye, and then you got 7 matchups on each side, and then we'll whittle it down. It's gonna be good.
It's 30 teams. Why we
30 teams?
You said 15 and one get a bye.
No. 15 on each side.
Right? Oh, okay. Each side, the top 2 get a bye.
Get a bye. Okay.
Get a bye
overall. Yeah. Or
so
whoever.
We'll do that part offline, and then next time we come on the show, y'all will already see the breakdown. Or do y'all want us to?
Y'all want us to?
You can pull like their specific time with that team in 2K.
Well, so because they're already on the team, it's going to give me like their version of themselves on that team.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So like just shits and giggles. God damn, so many players now. Now I'm thinking about it.
Like KD with OKC.
LeBron James Cleveland version and Miami version is better than the LA version. But you're going to so instead of a overall 99 for LeBron, you're going to get a 94, 95 for whatever he is for LA. That's the type we play out.
All right. And do y'all want to break down the bracket live on the show next week? Or we can do that offline, and next week when we come on, everybody can already see the breakdown, how we got it. What y'all think?
I'd like to see it first, so at least know. I'd like to see it first.
We'll do it together. Yeah, offline. All right, cool. Next week is our 2-year anniversary, folks. So tune in next week for a special show. We'll be home Wednesday night, our regular night, next Wednesday. So I think the way the finals, of course, if the series is still going on, it'll be Saturday, Monday.
What, Monday?
Yeah. So the next game.
It's only one day in between changing cities? It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday?
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll be good.
Tuesday, Friday.
Yeah. So we'll be good to talk about what happened Tuesday on Wednesday. So that'll be next week's show. And we'll get into our tournament, get into this breakdown. We're not going to do it every week. We're going to do a couple matchups here a week and then we're going to stretch this thing out because we're not at football season yet. So we got about a month. And we're going to start doing our NFL previews of all the teams. So you know how we break that down like we've been doing the last couple of years. We'll have, spread the teams around and give some previews on, the moves we made in the offseason, the draft, give a full synopsis of what our outlook for each team. We'll start doing that in a couple of weeks as training camp approaches. So, we're getting back to the groove of things, getting ready for NFL, but having some fun with NBA. It's been a fun NBA season, man. And this is just going to keep NBA in the lexicon as we move forward. Also, we need to get into some WNBA because there's been some stuff happening in the WNBA, some conversations surrounding Caitlin Clark.
Has been real.
Shout out to some of the big performances that have been happening lately. We saw some good performances as well. And then, of course, we got to get into the Orioles, man. And they've been making a run, too. But for tonight, I think we're going to keep it here because pushing up on the 11 o'clock hour. I think it's a good place to end it. We'll get into the rest of that next week because we're going to save some heavy hitters for next week for our 2-year anniversary. But Calvin, any final thoughts on anything before we get out of here?
Shout out to AZ Fudd and Olivia I'm blanking on her last name. Top 2 picks in WNBA draft. Both of them been balling. I want to say it's Olivia Mudd, but I could be mistaken. I forgot her last name. But they've been balling, and they just played against each other a couple nights ago. So shout out.
Angel Reese playing all right down there in Atlanta.
Olivia Miles. Okay.
Angel Reese had like 20 and 15 or something like that the other night. Playing good against her old team against Chicago.
Yeah.
So it's been some good storylines.
That was
Justin, any final thing before we get out of here? You know you're going to be celebrating your birthday this weekend.
And the Knicks title.
That's what it's all about, man. I can't think of nothing else. Orange and blue skies, man. 29 points out. Shout out to the NBA version of 28-3.
That's a good one. All right.
Okay.
All right, folks. We appreciate y'all tuning in tonight. We've been having fun with this, going through the basketball teams and the greatest lineups of all time. And we whittle this thing down. Y'all gonna really see that, this was a good exercise, and we gonna have fun with it, man. You know, that's what we're all about when we get into the heart of NBA, NFL season coming up. The finals, man. It's great to have some new teams, some new blood out there, and for us to watch it. And again, we're going to keep our fingers crossed for Justin that his team is able to finish the deal this weekend. But if not, we'll talk about it next week right here on Get Off the Damn Fits. For Calvin, Justin, I'm Larry. Y'all see y'all next week right here.
Breaking news. Greg Popovich is returning to coach this finals.
Please stop.
All right.